Hi students. So today you're looking at this video because you're curious about the alternate assignment if you don't plan on doing the Zoom call. Today's alternate assignment is going to be pretty familiar and pretty simple. We're not starting writing today because it wouldn't be fair if some of you had to start writing today and the rest had to start writing on Monday. So you're just doing one more thing, kind of refreshing your skills at looking at exemplars. So good examples of cover letters and good examples of college essays. You only need to report on one or the other today, whichever one you want to do. Therefore, there's going to be two things that I show you. I'm going to show you one more example of a cover letter, one more example of a college essay, and then the Google form that corresponds with the both of them. You'll notice that all of these questions are not required because you only have to do half of them, depending on if you want to write the cover letter or the college essay. So I'll start here. Again, your name is the only thing that's required here. The rest of it is just tailored to you. Are you going to write a cover letter or are you going to write a college essay? Choose that. You should have chosen that yesterday, and then do the assignment that corresponds with it. So here's a cover letter. Reread the example I show you in today's video. So there is a picture of it here, so you can read it and access it there. You'll also get this via email, and I'll read it to you right now for students who need that read to them. You see the heading up here. Dear hiring manager, I'm thrilled to be writing you today regarding the site manager vacancy you posted on website name recently. As a motivated and knowledgeable individual with experience in the industry, I'd like to take this opportunity to apply. I would bring to your company a variety of construction site experience, including insights of inspection codes and standards, equipment maintenance, and OSHA site safety regulations. Additionally, I have a proven track record of identifying and developing new strategies to leverage new innovations. With my present employer, Fastball Industries Ltd., I have constantly exceeded all goals set for me and am valued for my ability to deal with intractable situations by coming up with robust solutions. I'm responsible for inspecting, on average, 5 job sites per month while assisting in building and assembling sheet metal components and equipment. I have extensive experience of over 12 years in this sector, and I'm very keen to join your company. As a market leader in your field, you are able to offer many applicants an array of impeccable career opportunities in a position that would present gratifying challenges. My abilities include project budgeting, managing client relationships, negotiating, resolving disputes, and critical thinking. I would be grateful for the opportunity to showcase my abilities further at a personal interview. Please feel free to arrange a meeting at any time. Sincerely, your name. So we reread the cover letter and we answer questions, pretending we're a hiring manager, putting good thought into the questions. Answer the following in 2 or 3 good sentences. What are some strengths of this cover letter? How does the applicant make clear that he or she is interested in the position? What are 2 impressive examples that the applicant includes to show that he or she is a good worker or fit for the job? In your opinion, what about this letter makes the applicant stand out? Is it personality, experience, competency? In other words, what makes you like this candidate as a person? What are some overall weaknesses to this cover letter? Are there any parts of this letter that could be revised? For example, in your opinion, is any part of it wordy, confusing, or not descriptive enough? So if you plan to write a cover letter for this assignment to end this year, then you will only be working on those questions. If you plan on writing a college essay, you will skip those questions and you will start here where it says reread the college essay I showed you in today's video. If you need things read to you, I will do that right now, and there is another copy of it attached here, and you'll get it sent to your email for your convenience. So it starts, I always assumed my father wished I had been born a boy. Now please don't assume that my father is some rampant rural sexist. The fact is, when you live in an area and have a career where success is largely determined by your ability to provide and maintain nearly insurmountable feats of physical labor, you typically prefer a person with a bigger frame. When I was younger, I liked green tractors better than red tractors because that was what my father drove, and I preferred black and white cows over brown ones because those were the kind he raised. I wore coveralls in the winter and wore holes in my mud boots in weeks. With my still fragile masculinity, I crossed my arms over my chest when I talked to new people, and I filled my toy box exclusively with miniature farm implements. In 3rd grade, I cut my hair very short, and my father smiled and rode my head. I never strove to roll smoother pie crusts or iron exquisitely stiff collars. Instead, I idolized my father's patient hands on a cow's neck, trying to find the right vein to stick the needle in, and the strength of the grip it took to hold down an injured heifer, and the finesse with which they habitually spun the steering wheel as he backed up to the livestock trailer. and I grew to do things myself. When on my 10th birthday I received my first show cow, a rite of passage in the Hess family, I named her Missy. As I spoke to her in an unnaturally low voice, I failed to realize one thing. Missy did not care that I was a girl. She did not think I was acting especially boyish or notice when I adamantly refused to wear pink clothing. She's colorblind anyway. And she did not blink an eyelash at her new caretaker's slightly smaller frame. All she cared about was her balanced daily feed of cottonseed and ground corn, and that she got an extra pat on the head. As I sat next to her, polishing her white leather show halter, she appreciated my meticulous diligence and not my sex. When Missy and I won Best of Show a few months later, my father's heart nearly exploded. I learned to stick my chest out whenever I felt proud. When I then associated my conquests with being a better boy, I now realized what I was really working towards was becoming a better farmer. I learned I could do everything my father could do, and in some tasks, such as the taxing chore of feeding newborn calves or the Herculean task of halter breaking a heifer, I surpassed him. It has taken me 4 years to realize this. I proved a better farmer than he in those moments, not despite my sex, but despite my invalid and ignorant assumption that the best farmer was the one with the most testosterone. My freshman year, I left the farm for boarding school, where I was surrounded by the better off and the better educated, the vast majority of whom had heard the word feminism before. I began to pick up just what the word meant from my antagonizing English teacher and my incisive friends' furrowed brows when I described my hometown. 4 years of education and weekly argumentative essays taught me the academic jargon. I learned the Latin roots of the word feminism, its cognates, and its historical consequences. But the more I read about it in books, the more I used it in my essays, the more I realized I already knew what it meant. I had already embodied the reality of feminism on the farm. I had lived it. My cow taught it to me. So that's your college essay that you're going to answer some questions about if you choose to write the college essay. Pretend you're an applications director at a college, put some good thought into the following questions about the admissions essay, answer each about 2 to 3 sentences. In your opinion, does the writer hook the reader in with the first sentence or paragraph? Why or why not? What were your opinions on how the applicant chose to end this essay? What parts of this essay show that the writer is a strong applicant, whether it be word choices, descriptions, or how the writer shows character? Explain. What extra information does an admissions officer learn about the writer from this piece, either directly or indirectly? This can include things the writer understands about him or herself, or hobbies and interests. Was there anything you liked about this applicant after reading the essay? Was there anything you disliked about the applicant after reading this essay? In your opinion, what about this piece is unique from that of other applicants? Finally, in your opinion, are there any parts of this essay that could be revised? For example, is any part of it wordy, confusing, or not descriptive enough? Finally, I acknowledge I'll get extra copies of this cover letter and college essay sent to me via email for my convenience. You check yes if you understand that, and you're done with the assignment. Again, once more, you only need to read and report on one or the other, depending on which one is relevant to you, the college essay or the cover letter. Any questions, comments, concerns about it, let me know, and have a beautiful weekend, guys. I'll talk to you later.